Welcome back to Factorio with me, JD. It's really really loud when you come standing beside everything. Reload that with coal. Turret's almost finished. Come on, done. Alright, we're gonna... Ooh, heavy armor. Oh, let's get some heavy armor. We're gonna need it from the looks of it. I'm glad I set up steel processing, because we need 50 steel for armor. Anyway. Light armor. Skip light armor. Gun turret. Needs a heap of copper, which we now don't have any of. Right, I need an electric mining drill, 2 of those. Because I pressed Q and I didn't get anything, so let's go with 2 electric mining drills, 2 furnaces. Same principle works. We can go straight into a furnace with just an electric mining drill. Doesn't look quite as neat, but it definitely works. That's the important thing. Gun turret. We get a little green range indicator. We're going to put one there. 20 ammo. Okay. We will, which of course went to my ammo. No. Shift right click to put in half. No, control right click to put in half. Shift control. Oh, shift control right click to put in half. Control right click after I've got nothing in my hand to take out half. Because 30 ammo is heaps. We will make more ammo slowly, but obviously not fast enough. I'm going to even add some iron to make it a little bit faster. Alright, this episode we need to get a furnace array running, which will turn our raw iron into our finished material of iron plate. And do it on a much bigger scale than what we've been doing currently. So, we need these little guys. And I still can't walk in a straight line, even though that's supposedly patched. Oh, no, I think it's a JD problem. Alright. And we need a belt. So the idea is, if we feed in on this side, if we feed in coal and iron on a belt with inserters, as we've done in the past, and then on the other side we take out, we will have coal and iron ore in, iron plate out. Sounds good. Except we're using belts. Now belts, yellow belts move 13.3 items per second. First bit of maths you need to remember. A stone furnace has a crafting speed of 1. Second bit of maths you need to remember. And a iron plate takes 3.5 seconds. Third bit of maths you need to remember. Okay? Now, belt is 13.3 items for each side. Well, for total on the belt, with half that on each side of the belt. Okay? They carry stuff on this side and stuff on that side. Alright, and I did that by selecting what I wanted and press Z over the belt, which put it on the belt, and I press F to pick it back up. So, it takes 3.5 seconds to make 1 iron. We need 13.3 items total on the belt, multiplied by 3.5 seconds, because that's our crafting, that's how long they take to craft. And then we divide that by the crafting speed of 1. Meaning we need 46.5 stone furnaces to fill a yellow belt. Now that's half on one side and half on the other. So that actually means I need, what's that, 24 either side. So that's what we're going to build. And we need our counting stick. So in the blueprints menu, which is up here, blueprints library, which we don't really use early game, apart from it counts stuff really quickly. So as I hover over all these things, it tells me what these items are being deconstructed. Well, I chose a deconstruction planner rather than a blueprint planner. So blueprint lets you essentially blueprint things and duplicate them. Deconstruction planner says, hey, rip this up. It's good for planning in multiplayer. It's good for later on when we get bots. But we've got 14, so it means we need another 10, which is about there from memory. Use our counting stick, 24. Excellent. So I need 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there. Rinse and repeat all the way up the belt. Need this belt to come along right to the end. I need this belt to come right to the end as well. This one's too long because there'll be nothing on it. Problem is that's only one side. We need the other side made. So if I select all this as a blueprint, and I say OK to that blueprint, and I hit R twice to rotate it twice, and line it up, that's just told me what I need to build. It has all the furnaces and all the inserters. It does have the belt going the wrong way because I reversed it. But that's okay. We can get around that small little problem by pressing Q to select the item that we're hovering over. Rotate the belt twice so it's facing the right direction and just drag it along in the direction we actually want it to go. Inserters. Oops, one too many. Get all these. Now, I've been dragging right the way through, which doesn't work with what we call ghost images. It will auto-replace the ghost image. So we need more inserters, which I need... I don't need green circuits. I just need gears. I've got a heap of gears, but I'll pick up some more. I can now make 200 of them in a row. That's probably a bit much. So I'm just going to right click to decrease the number, but I will want a heap. So I'm not going to say no to making 300 of them. You know, just 300 of them might be a little bit too excessive. The other thing we needed was stone furnaces. So if we run down to our little stone patch, all the way down, follow the power pole, follow the power pole, follow the power pole. Down here, you can see this has been running. These guys have mined up stone, put it in the middle, filled up its inventory, and filled up its total capacity for stone. And we will just take all the stone it's made, plus all the stone furnaces, and we'll do the last couple in our pocket, because we can. Now we still have a small electric pole problem, as in we don't have enough of them. So we need to grab some trees as we run past. These are trees with foliage, which are worth 4, whereas the dead ones, which are a little bit quicker to chop up off the ground, only have 2 wood. So that's something you've got to keep in mind. So that takes a lot less time to hack up, but there's only 2 wood for all your effort. But you know, beggars can't be choosers. Okay, so we're out of copper. We're running past this again. We should empty it. At least then it keeps moving. All the coal goes to us. See, that's why we grabbed the coal. Refill all these guys, plus all these guys. Wow, we ran out of coal. Going to take all the steel that's been made. And we still don't have heavy armor. Which probably means that our little science build ran out of materials. Yep, we're out of iron. Dump all the personal iron I've got in there. Grab more coal. And we're going to, whilst we're here, we're going to stop and go, do any of you have iron? You have a little bit. You guys have a fair bit. But that looks like the last of it. Because now we're pulling out as fast as we're making it. So we really need to ramp up our production. Put that in there. No. Other way around. 77 power poles. We'll have the whole lot, please. Okay. Put down the last of these furnaces. The last of these inserters. And then... we need to start getting... I'm crafting ahead of myself. But we need to start getting iron on one... well, iron and coal onto these two belts. Actually, no, first thing we need power. So power is easy. We click and we drag. And the power poles will make sure that they go down wherever they need to power every single device. Only if the device is placed and requires power. They're probably the two caveats. And you're holding the mouse close enough to yourself. Alright, so that's all powered apart from it's not joined to the main grid. So we'll run this down. Now I want to click on the main grid. So we're producing this much, and we're producing this much, and we're only using this much. I don't get the satisfaction of the production thing, but you know that's. Oh no, we're using this much. We can produce this much. It's only here at the moment. Once we add that one on, I expect that'll go up a fair bit because all these inserters, even though they're doing nothing, carry an idle draw. Nah, didn't really make an ounce of a difference. Good. Alright, so we need to have coal on one belt and iron on the other. So we're going to use some of these electric mining drills. Like all of them. Come on, craft faster. There we go. We're going to place these down on our little coal patch. 3 will do to get us started. We just need something to get us started. My watch is going crazy. Hopefully it's not important. No, it's not important. I confirmed that real quick. Just saw who was messaging me. Really not an important person. Alright. We'll put down some belt. Put down some belt. The miners will put onto the belt. So we have a belt now with coal on it. And we're going to drag the belt over here. Second thing we need is we need iron ore. Same story. I'm going to whack one of these. I'm going to whack a few of these here. But I can whack those there safely without having to rip up anything else yet. Because we're going to have to... all this is going to have to get out of the way, long and short of it. Same story. We're going to bring up the iron ore. We're going to drag it across. And up. And now we have a conundrum. We need to get an equal amount, well, slightly less, because we actually use the iron ore faster than we use the coal, onto this belt. We need to make sure that the coal stays on this side of the belt, and the iron ore stays on the other side of the belt. Which is a little bit tricky to do. But you're lucky there has been many Factorio greats before us that have planned out these sort of things for us. And I will share with you guys the quickest and easiest way to have this done perfectly every time. Alright. So, we have 2 of these splitters. Now, a splitter splits the incoming transport belt's cargo for a 1-to-1 ratio. So, when we bring stuff in, 1 goes to the left, 1 goes to the right. It also merges things and all sorts of stuff. But we'll get to that later. So, because this is on this side, it's now side loading these belts. It only can access one side of the belt, right, being the left-hand side. Thanks, research. And is going to put iron ore on one side. As you can see, all these guys have started off already. They're already ready to produce iron. They just need something to burn to create heat to make iron. which would be our coal. Now, there's going to be a slight problem if I run that through there. This is why the gods at Factorio gave us underground belts. Nope. That goes there with those two. So, take the coal in. Coal's again going to go onto these belts. It can only access the right side. And again, the 1-to-1 ratio. So, boom, we have coal on one side, iron ore on the other. Things start happening. We have iron plate coming out the middle. We have exactly 48 furnaces. Right, we needed 46.55. So we should have a full yellow belt coming at this end if we can feed it fast enough. That's the catch. We need to be able to feed it fast enough. So we're going to add just a few more miners to the coal. Just so, you know, that should be enough, or close to enough. Whilst I think about it, we had the materials to make some heavy armor, so we're going to make some heavy armor, which will go straight into our armor slot. Boom. Hasn't done anything for us apart from hopefully make us live a little bit longer. You make green circuits, but only if I feed you iron, and you're out of iron. That's not good. Next thing we need to do is we need to rip up this. We need room. We need more miners. And I can place around things for the moment. But in the end, we need the space. So we're just going to start pulling up all our temporary factory. And we'll end up moving it up to the new, more permanent home. Oh, turrets are in action. This is why we like turrets. It's Factorio. Your job is to automate everything, including defending the base. I'm going to take that belt that way now, drag it over, bring it back down to clear off that space to put down that miner. We're going to put some miners here. Power pole there, power pole there. That's a good start. You can have some coal. You guys are producing steel still. Research-wise, bullet damage doesn't sound too bad. We'll take some bullet damage. I don't really have any iron down here at all. What little I do have, I'll put into you to make more green circuits, because we're going to need them. That's for sure. All this iron I picked up, I'm going to load into the first couple of furnaces. And all this lovely iron on the belt, I'm going to press F and suck up. Because, again, we're going to need it. So, we need to reproduce all the things we ripped up. We want one there, one there, one there, one there. You were producing gears to make belts, and you were a second gear factory. Okay, so that's my personal gears. That's my personal belts. We need to bring this belt along longer. We need to put down those chests that we picked up there and there. And remember, that guy needed 2 outputs. Actually, we're going to cheat. We're going to put one there and one there. So, you'll put it on the ground. This guy will pick it up off the ground and put it in the chest. It means we've only got 1 chest worth of belts, because we don't really need 2 and 3 and 4. But that's our first smelting array. It's making iron. Maybe not fast enough, but it's making some. As you can see, the coal's backed up with just a few miners, but the iron ore hasn't. So we need more iron ore. Lots more. It's a standard story of Factorio. Expect whatever you build is not going to be enough, and you need more. So I'm going to pick up this building. I'm going to pick up these old miner drills. I'm going to pick up the furnaces, all the inserters, the second row of furnaces. We're going to get rid of the excess power. Don't do that. Pick up the power pole, you idiot. Pick up that power pole. And we because I've got that little drop of water in the middle, I'm going to build around it as best as I possibly can. Really? I'm sort of going to have to work with what we've got. Because this water is in the way. And then... That's it? I just didn't craft anymore. There you go. See, however many I thought I built, it's not enough. Now miners will only be placed on anywhere where there is ore underneath them. So if I drag them off to the middle of nowhere, you can see they're red, put them back over ore, and they go green again. Now because we're not doing anything else on site, I'm going to cover this whole patch. Every bit of iron ore I can get my hands on, we're going to have. Now take this belt up. Bring this belt to here. The problem is, we now need to get these 3 belts to become 1 belt. There's lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of different ways to do this. My favourite is we take a splitter, which, as we covered earlier, splits cargo into 1-to-1. It also merges cargo. Takes half off this belt, half off this belt. And if we bring it down to here, and then put down another one, boom, 1 belt. As you can see, we're probably producing more than a belt's worth of material, but we'll work with what we've got. You know, it's a start. Now, right at the end over here, we had one guy producing ammo. I'd like to have him back, because that seems moderately important. That's pretty much it for the moment. I do have all this iron ore, which I'm going to dump into these furnaces. Yeah, that's about it for this. We need to improve our automation, obviously. We really need to have more than just red sights. Steel. That was the other thing I wanted. I always want to keep just a couple of furnaces making steel. We will do a full steel array later, but for the moment, just a couple making steel. I'm holding down shift by mistake, which is putting down these ghost images everywhere. Fill them with coal. Put down our chests. And, well, they'll hold 100 steel, so let's just leave them as is. They're going to run out of coal before they run out of storage space. That's a bit better. That's many, many, many more furnaces lit up. Okay, so that's our step 1. Having some real iron production. The only other thing we probably want to do is just extend this a couple of squares. We want to put down an inserter with chests, and we want to cap that to about 2. So we can pick out of this chest and have 2 stacks being 200 by just running on and control left click. I can always run up and down the belt and collect it that way, and it's 50-50, half a dozen the other. Sometimes I'll click, sometimes I'll just run up and down the belt. But we're going to call it here for this episode. We've made some progress. We've got our first smelting array up and running. We have a lot that we still need to do, but that's what we call progress. Some progress, at least. As always, thank you guys for watching. Down the bottom, comment section. It's meant for comments, but you know, I take abuse. I take what I stuffed up. I take questions as well. If somebody's got some questions out there. Either way, it's a special place for you guys to leave a note for me. Thank you guys, as always, for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye!